My name is Mark Barry, and I've uploaded a book of poems to Amazon's Kindle system. It's available to buy as a download on your PC, your Mac, your tablet, iPad, smartphone. When you purchase it, the Amazon system searches your computer or your tablet to see if you have the software to read it. If you don't, it downloads it for free to your toolbar. You double click the icon and it opens up the Kindle previewer. You're then able to flick backwards and forwards on the pages by using a right-left click button, and you can extend the text to the left and the right so you can view it more easily. The details are available in the description below. The name of the book is My Broken Heart, 75 Days in the NHS, and it's 75 poems about open heart surgery, a quadruple bypass. And I was in there for such an extraordinary length of time because I had right-sided carotid artery complications. When you're in the British National Healthcare System for that length of time, most people simply spend 5 or 6 days, you begin, of course, to notice a great deal. And among the things you see the most of is the staff. The nurses, the doctors, the surgeons, the consultants, they all become familiar faces on the ward. If, like me, you're in there for a length of time, you're generally taken off the main ward and put in a side room because you're a special case. You need to be maintained and cared for over a period of time. Unfortunately, because you're in a cardiac ward, and I had serious angina problems where I couldn't literally brush my teeth because it meant waving up and down my hands, or stand in the shower washing your hair because it's the same thing. Any kind of reaction would set off the angina within. Unfortunately, you become terribly needy, creepy needy, and you become reliant on people. And you notice, of course, the constancy and the dedication and the care of this extraordinary army of people who are there to take care of you, in particular the nurses. In this poem I mention certain people by name. Most of them are real names, some one or two changed, but the incidents are all real. There was a German man who would come in and take my blood every couple of days, and he put the needle in and you'd never feel it because he was uber efficient. Other people were not so efficient. They'd jab it in and you'd sit there and grin and bear it. I wanted to write, a lot of the poems that I did write were about the nurses and about their care when they would turn up with a cup of tea and a biscuit and quite literally save the day. And they would do little things for you that lifted your spirits just when you seemed to need it the most. They had this instinctive radar. The cardiac ward, as you can imagine, is a very noisy and loud place, and it's a down place because it's filled with men between the ages of, say, 45 up to 85. In most instances they're over 50, and it's the last place they want to be. And it's noisy because there's people coming in and out, there's visiting hours, children, there's TV cranes over each bed, there's heart monitors constantly going off with electrodes attached to your chest, all plugged up to a main board. But throughout all of this noise and all of this poo-poo and wee-wee on the floor and old men bitching about nonsensical stuff, the nurses seem to keep their heads. They seem to keep their resolve. And they are, as I say, extraordinarily dedicated and caring, and it makes such a huge difference. So I want to dedicate this poem to them. It's called Sick Note, and I hope you enjoy it. A nurse's day shift is a full 12 hours long, from early doors to bleary eyes. This allows them continuity of patient care should any medical queries arise. And when they hand over to the all-nighters, they give an 8 p.m. talk to group, recap a breakdown of each patient's condition so everyone's kept in the loop. Nurse Bernadette takes my BP at 7 a.m. instead of the rule book 6, so I can get an extra hour of precious shut-eye, more of nurses' clever tricks. Tiny Sanjana pieces together medical updates, keeps my worried parents contacted. Blood test hands is all uber German efficiency, you never feel the needle retracted. Nurses will ask after your wife and children and smile at their details and names. And no matter how much sleet or snow there is, a sick note's not part of their games. Their tea goes cold and their break times blur, putting up with every kind of chancer. I hear the phone ring and ring in the ward office, but they're just too busy to answer. Thank you.